What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alya if you are new here. Today's video is very exciting because I'm going to be testing a bunch of dupes from Amazon. So dupes for makeup that we see maybe in the drugstore, some high-end makeup. I'm really excited. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. Got my hair nice and back out of my face. I'm just going to go in with a primer. This is not part of the Amazon dupes, but we're just gonna prime the skin, give all of these the best shot at performance. So first up is this foundation from the brand W7. This is the Legend Lasting Wear Foundation, and this clearly looks like a dupe for the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. The packaging is glass, it's got a metal top. It actually seems to be pretty high quality, so let's go ahead and see how she performs. To be honest, I've actually never used the Estee Lauder one, but I have faith that this one is going to be pretty good. Hopefully this is a color match. It's really hard to match your foundation color online. Okay, so it's definitely a neutral. I'm a little warm right now because I did just self-tan, but I think this will be okay. I think we can make it work, especially with the bronzer. I'm going to go in with a brush and just blend right out. This has a bit of a peach undertone almost, a little pinky for me. I think I needed something with just a tiny bit more yellow in it, even though my skin tone is pretty neutral. But like I said, when I self-tan, I go from being a little bit more peachy to definitely being warmer. I'm just going to add a little bit more in some of the places that I need more coverage. I don't usually wear a full coverage foundation, and this one is definitely leaning more for full coverage, but it's actually really nice. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin, which I like. I've kind of got to a place in my life where I really can't stand that like heavy, like I don't like to feel the makeup on my face, if you get me. So far this is looking really nice. I'm actually really impressed with this. It feels very silky. It's kind of like a natural leaning matte finish, but you can still see the natural glow coming from under your skin. So I really like that. Let's move on into concealer. This is in the shade 5 Maple, so hopefully it's not too dark. But, oh no, it doesn't look dark. This looks very pretty. I don't know if this is a dupe for anything. If it is, I'll put it on the screen. There wasn't a lot of concealer options on Amazon for kind of like more unknown brands. This is by the brand Puder, and this is just their skin concealer. So the packaging again is really pretty. It's nice gold packaging. All these products were really cheap too, which I appreciate. Okay, so this is definitely more warm on the skin than it looks in the tube, but again, it's so hard to choose skin products online. Like I just never know. You just never know what you're gonna get. And I'm just going to take a little concealer brush. It's probably not a concealer brush. I think this is actually an old eyeshadow brush, but I use it for my concealer. I find that I have to use significantly less product when I do it this way, and I get much less creasing. So we love that. I think this color match is actually going to be okay. It was looking a little warm at first, but it actually is pretty neutral. So I just blend that with a brush, and then I like to go in and press it in with a sponge. And the sponge actually is not damp. I haven't been doing the damp sponge lately. I know it's kind of weird, but I just feel like the damp sponge kind of makes my makeup look funky. Okay, wow, this is actually looking so good. I'm really liking this base so far. I'm excited about this. Now, I kind of went a little overboard with my blush choices here. I had to pick up the Etude Water Tint because this is clearly a dupe for the Benefit Benetint, and this I believe was in the shade Strawberry. Then I saw that Fiora made a cream blush, and I've tried in the past their foundation video, or I did a video on their foundation in the past. And I picked up this blush because it said it was buildable, non-greasy, but I really liked this color. It's a bit different. It's more of like, I don't know, almost kind of bronzy. Like I feel like you could use this as maybe like a cream bronzer blush hybrid. So I wanted to give that a go. And then I have this Velvet Liquid Blush. You guys are gonna be shooketh. Who does it remind you of? Whose packaging is this copying exactly? Yes, it's copying Rare Beauty. Miss Selena, oh, it matches my nails perfectly. I think we need to try this. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna bronze my face. So this is just my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer. Okay. Okay, the face is still looking a little bit lighter than the neck, but that's just because I clearly picked up a shade of foundation that was a bit too light for me. But I'm actually gonna try this other blush first, just to further kind of warm up the face. I'm just so curious if this could be kind of used, like I said, as a blush bronzer kind of hybrid. That's pretty. It's very subtle, like it's, and it does say that it's very subtle, kind of buildable. It's not going to be super overwhelming. So I actually like that because this is going to help kind of make more of a natural transition between my blush that I'm going to be using. Let's go in with this very obvious Rare Beauty dupe. It has the same doe foot applicator and everything. So if it's anything like the Rare Beauty, a little goes a long way. So we're going to, that was probably already too much, to be honest. Like, I'm going to spread it onto both sides. Okay, that's like a very, it looked more of like a baby pink in the packaging, but it's definitely more of a Barbie kind of leaning magenta. Oh, that's pretty. Very blendable, very creamy. Honestly, they duped this formula like exactly. And this came in other colors too. They were just, you know, kind of selling out very quickly. There was a really pretty, like, light pink that I wanted to go with, but that one was sold out. So I still really like this one, actually. This is going to be great for summer. It's that perfect, like, warm pink. The other one was more of a cool tone. Okay, I've turned down my studio lights a bit, so hopefully you can kind of see the color better. This is really pretty. It makes your cheeks look nice and plump and juicy. It's a bit dewy, but nothing crazy. And I know this is a lot, but I do want to try this Etude House tint. Maybe I'll put a little on my lips too. Oh wow, that is extremely artificial strawberry tasting, just warning you. This smells like, what does this smell like? Do you know those like fruit markers that you used to use as a kid, those scented markers? This smells exactly like that. I feel like this is one that you would kind of rub in with your finger. Okay, this is really pretty. My issue is how overpowering the scent is. It is extremely artificial strawberry. They have other ones too. There was a cherry that was sold out. I'm not sure how much more artificial that would smell. If it's just this one, if you know, let me know. Okay, I've just done my brows off camera and I almost forgot about this highlighter. Now, there was a contour, a blush, a couple highlight options. They're all clear Charlotte Tilbury dupes. I'm a sucker for a gold highlight, and I know that's really strange and it can be too deep on my skin tone, but I wanted to try it out. Now, this has the exact same doe foot applicator. Packaging is really similar. Oh, weird. So this actually like comes right off. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna try and squeeze this and see if anything comes out through the foot. Okay, so for some reason this doesn't actually squeeze through. You can see the product is going around the side, which is very strange. That's gold for sure. Let's just test a little. This is probably gonna be too deep on me, to be honest, but a girl can dream. Okay, this might actually be good as an eyeshadow. I'm just putting it on the back of my hand to try to get some of the extra product off. Okay, so not a fan of that highlight. It's definitely too muddy and it leans kind of green instead of gold. And the actual wand squeeze part does not work. It like pops off. And I did read that in the reviews, so I knew it was a gamble, but I wanted to try it anyway. This next eyeshadow palette is clearly a dupe. I've seen the original palette before numerous times. It's more expensive. I can't remember the name of it, so I'll of course pop it on the screen for you like I will with all of the other products. But I'm really excited to make an eye look out of this. This is beautiful. So I'm just gonna jump in with the lightest shade here in the corner, just to put that kind of all over the lid. Pretty light. It's definitely not super pigmented. I'm not really sure the eye look I want to go with today, but we've got lots of pretty pinks, mauves, and even some more like rusty tones in here, so I think we're just gonna have fun with it, honestly. Then I'm gonna go in with this shade down here in the corner. It's called Worldly. See if this has a little bit more. Okay, yeah, that one's definitely much more pigmented than the first one. And I'm not really seeing a lot of fallout, but we'll obviously test that once we get to those glitter shades. That's the real test if there's going to be a lot of fallout. And really just kind of focus that on the outer corner. And up into the crease, but not bringing it up onto the brow bone, just in that crease area. Then I'm going to go in with this more like rosy mauve, and this is the shade Classy. And I just want to take that under the eye. Oh wow, this is so pretty. This might be my new favorite palette, and I don't say that lightly because you know I love my Tarte in Bloom palette, but this is incredible. I'm actually going to take some of that same shade and I'm going to mix it with a shade at the top. It's more of a pink and it's called Members Club. I'm going to mix that and Classy and kind of just like pink up the upper eye a bit and smoke it out, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm really loving this so far. I really want to try and go in with one of these shimmer shades. I think I want to try this one that's called Pink Diamond. These are the pressed glitters. And I think the best way to do this is to get it on my finger. This isn't really adding much. It's kind of just adding like a little something something. Okay, I'm gonna try this one up in the top. It's called Old Money. And I'm gonna see if we can... Okay, wow, that's much more pigmented. That really kind of just changed the whole dynamic of the eye look, but that's okay, we're playing around. For the inner corner, I'm just gonna lighten it up with a highlight. I feel like we probably didn't need to do that glitter topper. That was probably doing the most, and we probably could have just gotten away with, you know, letting it be with the regular eyeshadow look, but had to try it. Now we don't really have any like dark liner shades in this, so I'm just gonna leave the eyes like this. I'm gonna go ahead and do a mascara off camera because this isn't one from Amazon, and then we'll move on into lips. Okay, mascara is on. Now let's move into lips. So I picked up a couple lip oils here, and I'm pretty sure these were similar to, it was either the Clarins or the Dior that they were duping. Okay, so it's definitely like a Clarins dupe, and this is in the shade Rosewood. So it's kind of like a, almost like a burnt orange. And then this next one is in the shade Cherry. Well, this one's a Dior dupe. So you can tell by the packaging, it looks very much like Dior. And this actually is a very pretty color. It's very similar to the lip oil shade that I normally wear. So I think I want to try this one. I feel like that's the shade that I always gravitate towards. So I'm just going to line my lips really quick. Kind of has that same sort of candy scent as the Clarins one that I have. I've never tried the Dior one, so I can't speak to that. I will say this one doesn't feel quite as plush and cushy. It's definitely more of a dry oil formula, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to try and layer the other one on top of that, just to see if we get a different effect. Again, it's more of like a dry, less cushy. I don't know if these are the same brand. The packaging looks the same. Ooh. This one feels plumping. I'm getting like a tingly sensation. Together, these two mixed are actually really pretty. It's time to do a welfare check on the rest of the face, how it's wearing. So I'm going to zoom you guys in for an ultra close-up. I'm not loving this area, I'm not going to lie, but it's because of that gold. It just kind of like muddied and kind of pulled the makeup. But otherwise, I'm really liking how everything's looking. I actually really like this lip oil. The eyeshadow is beautiful. I love this eyeshadow palette. I cannot believe how cheap it was. So that is it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this Amazon dupes video. I will, of course, as always, have all of the products linked down below in the description box for you to check out for yourself. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up on your way out. It really helps me with the algorithm, and thank you so much for watching.